Yo, 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 what's up? This is coming from J. Generation Girls in the Pitch, capital of the state, baby. I tell you what, boys and girls, it was, it's cold, but it was really cold. It was 24 degrees this morning when I got up. So I had to wait. I've been driving for about, I don't know, I've been driving for about an hour, I guess. And it was so dark that the camera wouldn't pick up in here because the windows is blacked out. So if I would have been recording, you wouldn't have seen nothing. So uh, it is what it is. So I got about I got about 40 I got about 40 minutes before I get there to where I'm going. So before I get there, so I stopped down here and got some fuel and got me a hash brown. So y'all guys gonna have to excuse me for eating. So I am on the way to help my buddy Donnie Locklear and Michael Hunt and Baby Legs Barker. His name is Keith, but they call him Baby Legs for what reason I don't know. But I'm gonna find out today. I'm gonna find out today why they call him Baby Legs. That I don't know, but I'll find out. When I find out, you guys will know. So Donnie, Michael, and Baby Legs, and Willy Wonka. I don't know him neither. If you've seen the cover photo, these boys are in the big wheel baggers, and they excuse me, they they're building. I got to turn that daggone heat off in here. They 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 built some bad to the bone motorcycles, and they have that hash brown gonna choke me to death. They build motorcycles, street bike or big wheel baggers that has, you know, 50, 60, 70,000, probably 100,000 watt stereo system, not counting everything else that's on them. I mean, that bike, I mean, they build it 50, 60, $150,000 motorcycle. So Donnie, I give him a hard time. He's a couple of my paint classes that I offer, and I give him a hard time and about block sanding and getting stuff ready. So he called me out on it. And he said, "Why don't you come help us?" And I said, "Help you?" And he's like, "Yeah." So they got two big wheel baggers. I'm telling you, might be that Coca Cola. I don't know. They got two big wheel baggers. They got to get ready for Daytona, and I'm gonna have to kill this live. I can't stop coughing. And he said, "Man, we got all the pieces ready. We just need to final sand them so we can get them ready to paint." And there's like 30 pieces for one bike. I mean, it's crazy. And I said, "I've come help you." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I've come help you." So I got my stuff loaded up, and I'm headed. He said the stuff was at Baby Legs' shop. I thought it was at his shop. I misunderstood, but everything's at Baby Legs' shop. So I'm headed to Baby Legs' shop or Keith Barker um, to get this block party going, start sanding. So Mike was supposed to be there at 9. I'm about, I don't know, my I told him I'd be there about 30 minutes. It's about an hour. It was an hour and 10 minutes to hour and 15 minutes to Donnie's shop. But like I said, he told me this morning that everything was over at Baby Legs' shop. So Baby Legs is about an hour and 45 minutes from my shop. So it ain't nothing. It's been a pretty big highway. Let me show you. See, it's a pretty big highway. Oh, get off them damn reflectors, Jay. Look, hey everybody, there's 17 people on here right now. Stop what you're doing and go to Big Fish 8. Go to his YouTube channel and hit that damn subscribe button. Give my brother some love. Hit that button. Just leave my live right now. Go to his page. Go to his YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. It's Big Fish 8. He is building a Ford F-100 for his wife, and he has been flat ass rolling, boy. He has been rolling. He got that thing. He's just about ready. Yeah, I gotta keep going. He's just about ready to put some color on that thing. Yep, he's about to break out the paint, the cans, and open the lids and throw down. So he was doing some final inspection the other day in one of his videos, going around checking to see if he ever missed anything. And we all miss stuff. I miss stuff. We ain't got but two eyes, you know, so it's hard to catch everything. But he did a good job when he went in there with that LED light and looking for shadows, turns out the lights, and walks around it in the dark with the LED light to catch pinholes and little subtle dents that he missed. And we missed. We only human, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing perfect, but we try to get it there. So that's why I'm going down there helping Michael and Baby Legs and Donnie get these two big wheel baggers, because it is a lot of sanding. It's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts. So if you got 2, 4, 6, 8, you got 8 set of eyes and 8 hands. Hopefully we don't miss nothing. Let me see. Next Saturday, spray and white. Yeah. So y'all go over there and y'all go to Big Fish's YouTube channel and give him some love and hit that subscribe button for him so he can get his numbers up, so he can get his channel up, get that algorithm going so it puts his channel in other places. It's hard. It's hard work. To get up to 1,000 subscribers, and some people think, oh, that ain't nothing. No, it's a lot. It's a lot to get up to 1,000 subscribers, especially when the YouTube market is flooded with content. You got to stay on it like a duck on a June bug, baby. You gotta post every single day, couple hours. Every 2 or 3 hours post. You got to get on it so you stay up there in that algorithm, so you get put in other people's newsfeed and stuff like that. So it's hard work. It was hard work. When I hit 1,000, everything changed. It is. It took me a while. At the end of the day, it means nothing. What do you mean bound forever? What means nothing for what? What do you mean it means nothing? When I hit 1,000, everything changed, and then the algorithm changed. I noticed it, and then I just recently hit 2,000 by the end of December, which was my goal, and I'm almost up to 2,100 now in just a few days. Another 100, so I see where the algorithm changes. So we talk. Hey, I appreciate it. Yep. So what do you mean it took me a while? At the end of the day, it means nothing. I think I know what you're talking about, but I want you to tell me so I can respond to that. But like I said, go over. Who's that damn? Who's that hash brown? I'm about to quit eating. In about 10 miles. Y'all heard that? 10 miles. I'm fixing to get on the interstate. What's up, Lego or Lego? It's pretty good ways on the dash. Well, it's warming up. It's 33 degrees now. It was 24 when I left, but the sun's out now, so it's warming up. So, for the ones that's just joining, if you've seen the cover photo, I'm headed down to help my good friend Donnie Locklear, Michael Hunt, and Keith Baby Legs Barker. You seen that cover photo? That cover photo, that is Baby Legs. That's one of Baby Legs' bike. It's for sale. So if you go to Facebook and go to Baby Legs Barker, that's that's his name on Baby Legs. Uh, that's his name on Facebook. That bike's for sale. Hey, do me a favor and tell them they had to put in. All right, so Big Fish said you got to put in Big Fish 8 at 8473. So y'all see that right there in that comment? Somebody told me the other day I could pin a comment. Uh, Look at there. Somebody taught me how to do that last night. So I pinned Big Fish's message so it stays. So y'all see that? Y'all click on it. Oh my God, y'all see that swamp? There's a swamp right there, and that son gun is slam full of ducks. Woo! So I gotta turn this heat on. So yeah, can't do that, then y'all can't see me no more. Yeah, so I'm going down here to help uh, Baby Legs, um, Donnie, and Michael Hunt get these two bikes ready for. I think he said Daytona, so I guess that's in. I don't even know when Daytona Bike Week is. I don't know. What is it? March, April? I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. I don't know. He said they had less than. He said they had less than 60 days, 90 days to get everything done. You know, finish building bikes, all the audio, all the lights, stereo, you know, wheels. Just, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. So this is Baby Legs' shop, so he works all week on everybody else's stuff, and then on the weekend they try to work on their stuff. So Michael works during the week, and Donnie works during the week, so they can't work on their stuff at night, so they only have Saturday and Sunday. So I told them I'd help them out today. So you think about it: if you got 4 guys working on parts, and every person, let's just say, I can't stay down here all day, but let's say I get down here and I work 6 hours, right? So if I work 6 hours, Donnie works 6 hours, Michael works 6 hours, and then Baby Legs works 6 hours. That's 6 times 4. That's 24 hours. So 4 men just put in 24 hours of work in 6 hours. So that's how that works. If nobody didn't know, if you know, then you do know. So if we could all work 8 hours, that's 32 hours in a day that we put in on that work. So if you've done that every weekend, that's 64 hours in a weekend that you put in. There's only 160 work hours in a month. for one person Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So you just worked 60, you just put in 60 hours worth of labor on your project in 2 days with 4 men. Now, if you were paying them 4 men and them men are any worth their weight in salt, and let's say you was paying them men $25 an hour to do what they do, so you got 4 men working, so for every hour, that's $100. So that's, if you got 60 hours, that's $6,000 in labor that you just had to pay for 4 men to work on that project. Now, if your shop rate's $100 an hour, and you got 4 men working, and 4 men get charged. So, so that's how that works. I tell you what, these speed limits down here, boy, they changed super fast. I mean, it was 70, now it's 55. You gotta be careful. Can't have the daggone monster getting a hold of me. So, yeah. Big Fish, what are you working on today? Where you at? It says it got 15 people on here, but it must be locked up. And ain't nobody said nothing. So back to bond forever. You said at the end of the day it's not worth it. Well, I get. I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna reply on that. So you say it's not worth it. Okay, that's cool. I respect that. But in my perspective, I see it different. You know, I think it's worth it because I use this channel to positively impact others. Share them my story. There in return, they can share their story. Therefore, I can learn something from them, and they can learn something from me. I've had people from my social media platforms to reach out to me personally because they heard of my story. Me losing my little son, January 28, 2019. There's a video on my Facebook page that's pinned to the top that talks about all that. So some people say, "Oh, you use that as a crutch to get attention." No, I use that to heal, and I use that to for because maybe there's somebody out there that's going through something similar, and they need somebody to talk to, and they don't have to feel like they're alone. So I've had people reach out to me from South Africa, the UK, Greenland, Australia, Europe. I had somebody reach out to me from all over. I mean, Canada, United States. I mean, there's just numerous people. A couple of years ago, I had a man and woman. They asked me if they could come by the shop if I was going to be open one day, and I said, "Yeah, I'm here." I go, I'm open from 8 to 12, and then I go to lunch from 12 to 1, and then from 1 to 5. And they said, "Well, we'd like to come by the shop and talk to you if that'd be fine." I said, "Yeah, that'd be fine." And they said, so the next the next couple of days go by, and then they show up. They come pulling up the yard. They get out of the car and they walk up to the shop. And it was during the summertime. They walk up to the shop, and I'm looking at their vehicle, and I'm thinking, well, surely that's a very nice new vehicle, or fairly new. Don't look like there's nothing wrong with it, but it had out-of-state plates on the front of it. Here in North Carolina, you don't have to have plates on the front and the back, just the back. You don't have to have a plate on the front, but they had a plate on the front too. This thing said I had to turn. So, hold on a second. Yeah, 95 south. So they came up, and I said, "What can I do for you?" And they told me who they were, and we got to talking. And next thing you know, we just talking about nothing. It's probably gonna get loud because I'm getting on the interstate. Hold on. All right. So we just sat there and talked about nothing. I mean, like a Jerry Seinfeld show. We talked about pretty much nothing, not car related. So, we talked about this, talked about that, but nothing work related or nothing like that. So with that being said, I said, well, I ain't gonna call his name out because he might be on here, and I don't want to call him out. But I said his name. I said, well, what can I do for? I mean, is there something you want me to work on or something? I noticed you got out of state plates. I mean, but there's a lot of people that live down in the Pinehurst area that's from out of state. They got homes here in the winter, and they go back up north in the summer because never whatever. And basically, he says no. He says, actually, I don't have anything to work on. And I'm like, okay, well, what can I do for you? And he says, well, I know it's not the same, but I told my wife that I wanted to see if you was the same as you were online as you were in person. And I said, and what'd the verdict say? He said, well, actually, you are. And that's refreshing. And I said, well, I've toned it down a lot on social media because I don't want to get flagged for certain things. Because on my Facebook channel, I got like 10,000 subscribers or followers on Facebook, and it grows every day. So once you hit a certain number, they hold you to a different accountability. There's certain words that you can't say, so you have to learn by mistakes and stuff like that. But nevertheless, so basically, he said it's not the same, but it is the same in some aspects. And I said, well, okay, what is it? And he said, well, we lost our son too, and I drove all the way down here, drove 14 hours to my shop just to see how I get up every day and do what I do. And I said, yes. And he told me that they lost their son, and he didn't know how to get through the day. They had their son later in life, so they was in retirement age, and he was in his early 20s. And I said, well, man, I hate to hear that. And he said, man, I had to quit my job. I hear that Maserati go by. He said I had to quit my job. He said I can't work. My wife had to come out of retirement to go back to work. He said I feel like crap because she had to do that, and she's sitting right beside him. He said we got a second or third mortgage on our house. Well, we just it was just shambles. Everything, he's like I can't get up in the morning. I can't. I just can't do it. And I said, yeah. And he said, and man, you get up every day and you make videos and you got good spirit about yourself. You're laughing, you're cutting up, you by yourself in your shop, you solo. He said, man, I can't stand to be by myself. And I said, yeah. I said, it's rough being by yourself. He said, how in the world, man? I just can't. I said, well, Bob, well, I said his name. That ain't his name, but that's what he calls himself. So I said, Bob, uh, for the first year, I didn't do anything. So my son died in January 2018, or 2019, January 2018, or 2019, excuse me. I don't know why I said 18. 2019, I said January 28th, 2019. I said, it's coming up. I said, actually, the anniversary is this month. So I told him, I said, I didn't do anything for 18 months. Oh, that's where I got 18 from. I didn't do nothing for about 18 months. I said, and then when 18 months went by, I just got up one day and I said, enough's enough. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. I'm not going to waste 60 seconds on nothing toxic. If it's not positive or uplifting, I'm not going to mess with it. And he just looked at me. And he said, yeah. And I said, so I got up. I said, talk to my wife about it, talk to my family, my other sons, and we started a scholarship at the college to help other folks to go to school, and so they would know Owen's story. And I said, it's at Randolph Community College in Asheboro, North Carolina. And he said, yeah, I seen that. I said, I said, man, I don't care what you believe in. You believe in whatever you want to believe in. I said, man, just put God first in everything you do, man, and let the loose end drag. I said, that's, you know, I said, human nature. We want to tell our friends. We want to ask people for advice. If something goes bad, we call our best friend if you got one, and you say, hey, look, man, there's something going on, blah blah blah. Or people pay big money to go to therapists, to talk to therapists about their problems and this, and then you paying somebody, a therapist. And I'm not just saying therapists are bad, but you're paying, you're talking to you're talking to people for their advice, what they would do, and that's good. But the first thing you need to do is drop on them knees and tell it that way first. And I'm just telling you what I did to get me through it. Now, what works for me might not work for nobody else. And he just looked at me and he said, "Yeah, you're right." And so I'm gonna get upset. I said, so that's the only thing I can tell you, man. I said I got these little daily devotional books, little things I read every day, and I try to do better today than I did yesterday, and I try to strive to be better tomorrow than I am today, and that's pretty much it. And he said, man, I really appreciate it. And I said, well, Bob, I said, I will tell you this. I said, you made a comment that you just didn't know how to keep going on. And he's like, yeah. I said, well, I'm gonna say this as best I can without getting nothing flagged on YouTube. I said, if you decide to clock out and stop going to work anymore and leave your wife all alone, I said, that is the coward way out. I said, and if you do that, you're gonna put her in worse shape than she is now. And then that, to me, you're a coward for doing that. I said, it's been 4 years now, and so my brother talked to him every day, 15, 20, 30 times a day. We went fishing together, hunting together, build stuff together. I mean, well, he's just a few years older than me. I mean, best friend. I mean, just talk to him every single day. Just nothing. I mean, just whatever. Um, on the first week of June, 2 weeks before my little boy's birthday, after Owen had passed, for some reason, my brother paid off all of his debt, all his bills, everything. He was remodeling his house. He said, "Hey man, bring me some of those leg quarters and those tomatoes over." It was during the summer. We're gonna cook out. And I said, "All right, man." I said, "I'll be there in a minute." I had a client picking up a vehicle, and I was supposed to be there at 5:30, and I was late because clients run late or whatever. So I get a phone call, and at first I thought it was a joke, and the person said, "This is such and such, Montgomery County Sheriff's Department. I'm trying to get a hold of such and such." I said, "Yes, it's him." He said, "Do you know a such and such, such and such?" I said, "Yeah, that's my brother." And he says, "Your presence is requested at the residence." And I said, "I'm on my way with the chicken and the tomatoes." And he goes, "Chicken and tomatoes?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on my way with the chicken and tomatoes." And he said, "Sir, I don't know nothing about no chicken and tomatoes." I said, "Man, who is this?" And he told me, and I thought it was a joke because we always used to do that. "Hey, this is Sheriff Bob. I'm trying to get old such and such." And he said, "No, this is such and such. Your presence is requested at the residence." And I'm like, "Man, I'm on my way." So my brother only lives like 10 minutes from me. So I get there. Well, for some reason, my brother decided he had the grill going. My brother decided that he was going to shoot himself right there beside the grill. And he dialed 911, told 911 that he was going to shoot himself. He shot himself. And then I was on my way, supposed to have been on my way And I guess he wanted me to find him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. So I pretty much told Bob. I said, if you do that, I said I'm so mad at my brother because he never told me there was nothing wrong. He was the most cool, laid back person you ever met. Never got mad, never got upset, never got nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. He was 48 years old. Shot himself. So I'm telling you right now, there's only 10 people on here, and Big Fish can testify to this. Let me see, if you going through something, I promise you, I, I promise you, I promise you, if you reach out to me to my email, jginnovationgarage@gmail.com, if you send me an email with your information and you just want to talk about something, you going through something and you don't know you don't know which way to go and you don't know from up and down, left or right, side to side or whatever, you email me. I'm telling you right now, email me. jginnovationgarage@gmail.com with your information and put it in the thing. Put it in the I hear you, big gun. You put it in the captions or you put it in the subject line. Hey man, I need to talk. I heard you, man. You put it in you put it in the subject line. Hey man, I need to talk. And I put your phone number on there, and I will call you, and we will talk about it. I promise you. I'll stop working for the day, and I don't know what happened. Hold on. There we go. And I'll call you. I talk to Big Fish every now and then. He'll send me a text, and we talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, we don't always talk about car stuff. We we talk about hunting. We talk about this. We talk about that. We talk about. I mean, so fellowship is a great thing. Being solo, being by yourself all the time, devil play tricks on you, man. So, um, it says I'm about 8 minutes from my destination. I've been on there for 33. I hope this helps somebody out. Look, hey, Big Fish, right there. There is a short wheelbase OBS pickup truck with a utility bed on it. Hey, man, wouldn't that son of a gun be bad to the bone with some air ride put on the ground with some daggone Twinkies on it? Woo! Or like 18, 20 stackers on it. Put some old 90s wheels on it. That thing be nasty with it. Iron sharpens iron. Better believe it. Hey, I got a brother, and I know he's on here. He's probably watching. Me and him met. Me and him met in 2008 or 2009. Boss Diesel. And me and him, he lived here in North Carolina. He's lived all over. He was in, and we try to text each other every single day. Now sometimes his job won't let him. I know to this. That's about the best I can put it. But when he messaged me, that lets me know that he's he's not in a black zone where he can talk, and we'll message each other and we'll uplift over and we try to stay positive and stuff like that. So he is a very good friend. He's a ride or die friend. That's what he is, and those are far few in between. I guarantee you. Um, some people use people as stepping stones to get to the next level. So, and you got to be careful with that. So, so I hope everybody has a blessed day. Like I say, I don't know if I can share any stuff when I get down here because this stuff might be top secret until the day of the unveil. But if I can share anything, I'll do little short content videos, and then later on I'll post them. and then we'll go from there. I am headed. What the heck is that? Bag of trash. Troy, what's up? Happy New Year. I'm headed to help Donnie Locklear, Baby Legs Barker, and Michael Hunt to get two, I think two big wheel baggers ready for Daytona. It's their bikes. You see the cover photo. That's one of Baby Legs' bikes. It's for sale, but I don't know if I can share the pictures once I get here. So Donnie took a couple of my paint classes a couple years ago, and they built some bad to the bone stuff. And I thought the stuff was at Donnie's shop, but they had took everything over to Baby Legs because it's got a little bit more room or whatever. I don't know. So I'm headed to Baby Legs' shop. It's Baby Legs Barker. So if you go to Facebook, you go to Baby Legs Barker. You can follow him on Facebook and you see some of the crazy stuff. They got stereo systems that's got like 100,000 watts. I mean, it's insane. It's crazy. They do a bunch of competition with that stuff too. And Baby Legs is pretty much, you know, in the top of the game, top three, what I've been told. So Donnie asked me, he was speaking with me, he's like, hey man, you mind come helping us? I was like, yeah man, yeah, I'll come help you block sand. He's like, since you like block sanding, he says, come on and help us. And I said, well, I can't help you during the week. I'll come help you on the weekend. So they all working. So Baby Legs, Michael Hunt, and Donnie and me, I'm almost there, and I'm gonna do some block sanding today. And I think one bike's got like 30 pieces. It's supposed to be all in final primer, ready to to be final blocked or final sanded, and then they're gonna try to paint it next weekend. Well, I'm not gonna come next weekend. I'm trying to get them, or they're gonna paint it sometime. I don't want to say that and be wrong, so I don't want to give you wrong information. So yeah, so I got about a mile. So that's what's going on. So I appreciate every single one of you. If you watched it all through the end, greatly appreciate it. Make sure you go to Big Fish, Big Fish's page. It's in the thing, and give him a subscribe, and hit the subscribe button here. Hit the thumbs up button so it changes the algorithm. And I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And you know, if you want to do something, write it down and do it. Um, life's too short to be procrastinating. So remember what I said, boys and girls. Uh, hold on. Look, there's John. Look, Buchanan's Auto Sale. That's where I went the other day, boys and girls. When I went to that live and went to the junkyard, went junkyard splunking, it's Buchanan's Auto Sale. So make sure you go to his Facebook page because he's got a Facebook page too. And let's see what he's got in his inventory. And if there's anything he's got that you need, I'm sure he's got ways to ship it. Ship it to you. So he did me a solid. He had a bracket that I was looking for, and then I made another one, a template, hung the template up on the wall, and then we good. So y'all check out Buchanan's Auto Sale. It's over in Sanford area on Dixie Drive in North Carolina. So I appreciate you, boys and girls. Like I say, I got like 2 miles to get to my destination, and I'm gonna try to finish. And you know what else I gotta get? I gotta get a daggone phone mount so I can mount this phone to the damn dash. That's the second time. Boy, did y'all have y'all seatbelt on? Cause Jay had his on. Boy, I bet that was a ride, wasn't it? All right, boys and girls. I'll try to keep you updated if I can, if I don't have to sign no NDA on none of this stuff. So I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember what I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch, sweep off anybody else. Look God first at loose end drag. Peace, out, and chicken grease. I'm out.